Hi, I'm Jake with the team here at Projul. This video will give an introduction of our estimating functionality. Creating estimates can be one of the most time-consuming parts of running a construction company. It's also easy to underestimate job costs, causing you to not hit expected profit margins for all your jobs. Projul's estimating system will help you save money and time while creating accurate, efficient, and professional-looking estimates. Let's look at a quick example before jumping into the how-to of estimating. Once I mark an estimate meeting is complete, I can quickly create a new estimate. Using estimate templates is one of the best ways to save time and money when estimating. So I'll go ahead and apply a template to this estimate. In this example, I'll use a kitchen remodel template. From here, I can make project-specific adjustments before sending a final draft to my customer. I can adjust specific quantities. I can even add new line items if needed. And once I have a draft that's ready to be sent to my customer, I can scroll to the bottom and preview what this will look like for them. Once I'm satisfied with my estimate, I can use a pre-saved templated email to quickly send this estimate off to my customer in a few minutes rather than multiple days. Now moving on to the how-to of building an estimate. The easiest place to build an estimate within Projul is from the lead pipeline page. This can be found by either clicking the lead pipeline tile in the center of the screen or the lead pipeline tab on the left sidebar. From here, I can find a project lead that's ready to have an estimate written in the to right section of the lead pipeline. I can either click the next action and create an estimate, or at any stage in the lead pipeline, I can press the 9-square menu on the top right and then press create estimate. By creating an estimate directly from a project lead, I already have the correct client and project linked to this estimate. Another place we can build an estimate from within Projul is the Estimates page itself. This can be found by either clicking the Estimates tile in the center of the screen or the Estimates tab on the left sidebar. From here, I can navigate to the top right and press Add Estimate. By creating an estimate from this page, I'll have to choose a client and a project to associate with this estimate. Now that we're within an estimate, we can start by adding our first line item in the description and pricing section. Here you'll see 3 buttons, a labor, material, and other cost. I'll go ahead and add in a material cost. Here you'll see a list of pre-saved material costs that I've already added in. I can click on one of these to bring in all the information about that item and save me some time. If I want to add in a new item I haven't saved before, I can type the item name in this box. Next, I'll have the ability to put in an item description. I can put whatever I'd like here, there's no character limit, and there's also some style options on the bottom if I need to bold, underline, put in bullet points, anything like that. Next, I'll have some pricing and some visibility and tax options on the right, which I can either select here, or I can open the expanded item by clicking the left drop-down arrow. Here I'll have all the information about the item. I can choose whether it's visible to the customer, whether it's taxable, my company cost, in this case we'll put in $8, a quantity and a quantity unit. In this case I can select a square foot, I can put in a 50% markup, and select my quantity. In this case we'll do 80 square feet. Next I can put in my vendor, SKU number, material category if I want to keep my materials more organized. Once I have everything saved that I'd like for my item, I can save this as a material template to access it later so I don't have to put in this information every time. I can verify all my information is correct, and then save and close, allowing me to access this item in the future. Another button you'll notice in the description and pricing section is the Import Section Template button. This will allow me to bring in an entire section that I've saved in the past. In this case, we'll bring in a bathroom remodel. Here you can see all my line items and information has been brought in for this section, allowing me to save time not having to manually add this in every time I'm estimating. If you'd like to learn more about section templates and how to save those, go ahead and check out our template video that'll pop up on the screen now. The next button you'll notice in the description and pricing section is the OneBuild integration button. This is a third-party integration we have with the OneBuild company, which allows you to bring in real-time location-based pricing into your estimate. As an example, I'll add in an interior door to my bathroom remodel. I'll press the OneBuild button. You can see it's based on my county location. I can type in the item I'd like, search for which one I'd like to bring in, and press Add to Project. Here I can expand this item, add in a markup, adjust my quantity if needed, and now I have real-time pricing, making sure I'm not losing money while estimating this job. If you'd like to learn more about the OneBuild integration, go ahead and check out our OneBuild video, which will pop up on the screen here. Another great feature of the description and pricing section is the ability to turn a section into an assembly. Assemblies allow you to adjust everything within a section based on one measurement. To turn a section into an assembly, simply click on the 3 dots on the right side and press this Make into an Assembly button. To learn more about creating and adjusting assemblies, go ahead and check out our assembly video, which will pop up on the screen now. Now that we've finished with the pricing section of this estimate, we can move on to the introduction and contract details. The introduction, which can be found just above the pricing section, is an open text box with no character limit that also has some styling options on the bottom if I need to bold, underline, use bullet points, anything like that. The same goes for the contract details, which can be found just below the pricing section. I can also attach photos and files to this estimate using this button here. Now that we've finished with the core of the estimate, we can move on to the smaller details that are found around the estimate page. On the top left, you'll see your company logo. This can be brought in by default based on your company settings, but if I need to change it on a per estimate basis, I can do so by clicking on that button. Next, you'll see the company, client, and project display info, which is brought in by default based on what project it's linked to and your company settings. But again, these 3 options can be adjusted on a per estimate basis. Next, you'll notice a 3-dot menu on the top right of this estimate. From here, I can apply and make templates from this estimate. This will allow me to make a template that includes both the introduction, description and pricing, all my sections, contract details, photos and files, everything about this estimate, which can be saved for future use. Next is the Export Labor to Tasks button. This button will turn all of my labor items in my estimate directly into tasks that can be scheduled for my employees. Here, as I click on the Export Labor to Tasks button and press Create and Schedule Tasks, I'll see all my tasks on the left sidebar that I can easily drag to an employee's schedule for these tasks to be completed. Next, we have the cost breakdown, work items list, and materials breakdown PDF. This summarizes different information from your estimate into a PDF that can be given to a subcontractor, an employee, or used for yourself. Next, we have the project budget, allowing you to stay on track for your profits on this job. If you'd like to learn more about budgeting and job costing within Projul, go ahead and check out our budget video, which will pop up on the screen now. And last on this 3-dot menu, I can delete my estimate if needed. Next, I have some contact information for my customer, as well as a project comments button, allowing me to see any comments and reference those as I'm building out my estimate. And next is the Display Itemized button. This will allow me to show every line item in my estimate to the customer. Here I have the title of the estimate, which can be edited. This by default will match whatever you call an estimate in your company settings, whether that's an estimate, a bid, a contract, a proposal. And here I have the estimate number, which can also be edited. This will be generated by default based on your company settings when you create an estimate, but if I need to make a change on this specific document, I can do that here. Moving to the right side of the page, we have the estimate date and estimate expiration date. These will be created automatically when you first open an estimate, but if you need to adjust these, that can be done with these 2 buttons. Next, we have a 3-dot menu that's going to give you various options for display settings, previewing this as a customer, approving this for your customer, and sending this off to them. And just below that, I'll have a preview as client button. This will allow me to see this estimate as my client would. Moving a little lower below the pricing section, I can add a discount into this estimate. Here I'll have a list of pre-saved discounts I've already created, or I can create a new discount if it's not in that list. In this case, we'll do a referral discount. I can select whether it's a percentage or a dollar amount. In this case, we'll do a 15% referral discount. Pressing the Save Discount button will add this to the estimate, as well as save it for future use. On the bottom left, I can see when my customer last viewed this estimate, giving me both a date and a time. In the center, I can see some profitability and cost information. On the right, I can see and edit my tax settings for this estimate. I can also, in my company settings, select a default tax rate that will be applied to all new estimates. On the bottom, I have another Preview as Client button, and I also have a Print Preview button, allowing me to see what this estimate would be like if it were printed. On this same page, I can both print or save this as a PDF. And here we have the Send Estimate button. This will give me some last-minute display options, a Preview as Client button, and a button to send this off to my customer. Here I have a pre-saved templated email that can be edited in my company settings. I can make some project-specific adjustments to this email. I can add more emails, add a CC, and once I'm ready to send this off, I can press the Send Email button. And the last few options we have on the bottom right of this estimate are the Export Labor to Task button, which was talked about earlier in the video, and the Create Invoice from this estimate button. If you'd like to learn more about invoicing within Projul, go ahead and check out our invoicing video, which will appear on the screen now. If you have any further questions about the estimating tools within Projul, please contact our success team at 844-394-8541 or send us an email at support@projul.com. Thank you.